Hello, welcome to Your Academy. At Your Academy, today we would be dealing with deconstruction theory, a deconstructionist theory. What is deconstruction? How does deconstruction work? We have already dealt with the application of deconstruction theory. We applied deconstruction theory on Dover Beach, so you can refer to that lecture for the application of deconstruction. But in this lecture, we will deal with the concept of deconstruction. Well, deconstruction, a concept was developed opposed to structuralism given by Ferdinand de Saussure, and deconstruction was started officially by Jacques Derrida, who rebutted the arguments of Ferdinand de Saussure regarding the language. When we dealt with structuralism, we told you that structuralism believed that language is a very simple, plain and lucid way of communication, wherein a speaker is able to communicate his ideas or his feelings as plainly, as simply as he can, and whatever we want to communicate is very easily comprehended and understood by the listener. That is what Ferdinand de Saussure believed in. But in contrast to this, Jacques Derrida said that language is not that simple as Ferdinand de Saussure told us. Rather, language is more complicated than we believe it is. And that is all about deconstruction. What deconstruction does, it brings in ambiguities in our way of life, whether it is the communication, whether it is society, whether it is relationships, whether it is text, whether it is stories, whether it is theories, anything that we have in our life on this planet. What deconstruction does, it destabilizes everything. It tries to come up with ambiguities in it. Now, how does they do this? They say, for example, Derrida says that language is not all about structure. A word does not get meaning from the structure. Rather, it gets meaning how a listener understands a particular word or a sentence. And depending on the listener, on the thought process of the listener, the meaning of a word changes. We can take an example of a very famous proverb: time flies like an arrow. Now, when I utter this proverb in front of you, time flies like an arrow, so thinking from structural basis, you would say that this means time passes swiftly. But when we do so, what we have time as a noun, and flies would be verb, and like an arrow would be an adjective clause. So in this pattern, in this structure, or in this slang, what we have the meaning कि वक्त बहुत तेजी से गुजरता है, टाइम बहुत तेजी से भागता है. But then Derrida, according to Derrida's deconstruction, we can even destabilize this. Say for example, time flies like an arrow. We will slightly switch, or we will switch the listener. For example, there is a listener who had just heard about this, and he has attended a class on grammar, and in the grammar class he was told to use time as a verb. Now look how this whole sentence changes. Now we will take time as verb, flies as noun, and like an arrow as an adjective clause. Now what happens? Time, which in the first example was noun, becomes verb. Now when it becomes verb, as we know, verb denotes action. तो अब यहां पे जो मतलब निकलेगा वो क्या निकलेगा? किसी को बोला जाएगा, और फ्लाइज अगर नॉन है तो फ्लाइज का मतलब मक्खी हो जाएगा. तो इसका मतलब ये होगा कि कोई किसी को ये ऑर्डर दे रहा है कि यू शुड टाइम फ्लाइज ऑन ए स्टॉप वॉच लाइक यू टाइम एन एरो. को बात समझ आई? नो, टेक योर स्टॉप वॉच एंड से फॉर एग्जांपल के एक मक्खी अगर यहां से उड़ती है तो वो 10 मीटर डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल करने में कितना टाइम लगाएगी, ये पता करने के लिए आप स्टॉप वॉच लगाओ फ्लाइज को. यू टाइम द फ्लाइज ऑन ए स्टॉप वॉच एज यू डू टू द एरो. सो व्हाट हैपेंड दैट ऑल ऑफ अ सडन दिस proverb, time flies like an arrow, which seemed to us to be very plain and lucid, suddenly has got a very different meaning. And even if there is another person who listens to the same sentence, time flies like an arrow, but he mistakenly understands time flies like butterflies. Maybe उसके जहन में butterfly चल रहा था, तो उसके लिए जो time flies है वो एक वर्ड बन जाता है, और वो इन दो वर्ड्स को जोड़ के समझता है कि टाइम फ्लाइज जो है किसी मक्खी का नाम है, किसी जानवर का नाम है, किसी इंसेक्ट का नाम है, जैसे बटरफ्लाई, तो वो कहेगा टाइम फ्लाइज लाइक एन एरो। अब यहां पे जो टाइम फ्लाइज है, दिस वुड बिकम नाउन एंड like will become verb and an arrow would become object, and the meaning of this whole sentence would be कि time flies को arrow पसंद है। Now this is how Derrida tells us, or deconstruction tells us, कि a slight variation in language can make language vulnerable to various meanings, or it can make it very unstable, or a very a way of communication which should not be trusted as for example, these structuralists said how these words do not reach a final meaning. Say for example, he says even if there is a very simple, plain and lucid word or a sentence, you can still find ambiguities in it. Say for example, I give you an example of this, that how you can ask questions or find ambiguities in a very simple word. Say for example, there is a person who is standing in front of a house, and he says this is a big house. Now this is a big house is a very plain and simple statement, but then let's ask questions about this statement and question the intention of the speaker, कि जिसने ये कहा कि ये घर बड़ा है, अब हम इसको भी डीकंस्ट्रक्शन के थ्रू डिस्टेबलाइज करेंगे और उसकी बात में एम्बिगिटी क्रिएट करेंगे, डाउट क्रिएट करेंगे। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर उसने कहा कि दिस हाउस इज बिग, तो हम पूछेंगे भाई उसने क्यों कहा दिस हाउस इज बिग? क्या उसने पहली बार घर बड़ा देखा है इसलिए उसने बोला ये घर बड़ा है, या इज शी कंपेयरिंग दिस हाउस टू सम अनदर हाउस, और फिर ये कह रही है कि दिस हाउस इज बिग, बट इफ शी इज कंपेयरिंग इट विद अनदर हाउस, विच हाउस इज शी कंपेयरिंग इट विद? Or is she using the word big in a sentence, and does she want us to know something about the word big? को हमको वो word big use करके बता रही है और कहती है this house is big, ये big का मतलब होता है। Or is she just giving us an information कि ये घर बड़ा है, और अगर वो हमको इंफॉर्मेशन दे रही है तो वो हमको इंफॉर्मेशन क्यों दे रही है? Is it that she thinks कि हमको पता नहीं है कि बड़ा घर क्या होता है? या और अगर वो ये इंफॉर्मेशन देती है तो व्हाट वुड बी द नीड फॉर हर टू गिव सच एन इंफॉर्मेशन टू अस? देयर आर एंड नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस दैट वी कैन आस्क अबाउट दिस सिंपल स्टेटमेंट ऑफ ए पर्सन हु सेज दैट दिस इज अ बिग हाउस. Now, this is what happens at the end of the day. We do not focus upon the house. तो फोकस में क्या था? हाउस. तो हाउस नेवर रीचेज इट्स कंक्लूजन, इट्स मीनिंग. सो दैट इज व्हाट डेरिडा सेज. ही सेज दैट लैंग्वेज इज अ काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग वेयर देयर इज नो concrete or absolute meaning. In structuralist term, we would say in deconstruction there is no signified. आपको अगर याद होगा, in structuralism I gave you an example of cat, where I said that CAT is a sign and cat is a signifier, and the image of cat is the signified. But in deconstruction there is no signified. We do not reach a signified. Rather, what we have in deconstruction, we have multiple signifier. We have signifier plus dash plus signifier plus signifier plus signifier. So there's a play on the signified.